Good evening, everybody. This is Michael Reeves, and I am sitting not quite alongside, considering he is way off the mainland. We were with Dave Szyminski, a member of the Autumn Wind community, and tonight we are bringing you live and in color the Autumn Wind semifinal game between the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. And we've just gotten underway, so we'll throw up some additional items here on the board, the card image. Put that over there.
Great to be with you, Michael.
Great to be with you too, Dave. Hope everything is going well in Guam. And interesting tonight that we're going to have you doing color commentary at the same time. You're going to be watching your club, the 14-2 Philadelphia Eagles, taking on Marc Lepage, 11-5, coaching Dallas. And your club is being coached tonight by Rick Byrons. And you were telling me earlier, let's see. So I do know that you two played a game, you against Dallas, basically. And it was the first game of the season by the calendar, basically. Your club came ahead, 27-15. Kirk Cousins threw 4 touchdowns in that game. But you also mentioned that Rick Byrons, let's see, you had a couple of games against him yourself by chance?
No, I played Rick one time and beat him just by a point because he missed a 2-point conversion in the last second. But okay. I played Mark in that game, even though the score looks a little one-sided. It was a close game with Mark, and always is with the Dallas Cowboys.
All right. Yeah, and he is. He's perennially in this. I believe this
Why don't you bring everybody up to speed where we're at in the game right now?
Sure. We're just a couple of plays in, basically. Philadelphia won the toss, and they elected to receive. Well, Dallas probably won the toss, I would think. Philadelphia elected to receive. They have the first possession. They move the ball out to the 40. It's first down and 10. Here is a pass left to Kyle Juszczyk that falls incomplete. 2 men in the zone. Again, this is 14-2 Philadelphia, regularly coached by Dave Szyminski, but he is in Guam right now. He is on our broadcast as we speak, and he has left the coaching reins to Rick Byrons, who last week, I believe, beat Southern California for the right to play in this championship game. And the Dallas Cowboys, 11-5, are coached by Marc Lepage. So there's a pickup of 3 on the play. It's now 3rd and 7, ball at the 43 for Philadelphia. We're just underway in this championship tilt. The winner will play in the Autumn Wind title game, which is called the Ooper Bowl, and they will face off against the Los Angeles Chargers, coached by Paul Mankiewicz. 3rd down and 7, just a couple of minutes in this championship tilt.
And when you say the Ooper Bowl, Michael, it's interesting. When Rick beat Jim and the California Sun last week, Jim is the one that came up with the name Oops and is the founder of the Oops Football League.
I see. I wondered the history of that. Dave Szyminski is our resident historian of this league that has that actually predates the computer game and goes on back to card and dice. They were unable to convert on that 3rd down, and so the Eagles will be forced to punt. So Lepage elects to, well, we've had a little animation problem with that. It looked like he had picked up the ball at the 8, but instead, apparently, the ball went into the end zone, and we will see a first down and 24 Dallas. So Marc Lepage, 11-5.
Non, mais je peux enlever le son, tu sais, puis le regarder pareil en même temps d'autres choses.
So as you can hear, we are on the air in the lower 48 and in Canada, apparently, unless we're in France. Here's a pitch out. That was Orleans Darkwa. He has stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
He's got a dangerous card.
Yes, he does. He actually has a 3-headed monster, basically, back there. I wanted to take a look at that last game that he won to get into this.
When he played me, he split the carries almost evenly between those 3 backs.
Grand Rapids Rampage, that's it. Pulled the upset on the road against Grand Rapids, who was 13-3 into that game. They also defeated Green Bay in the earlier round, so they've earned it.
They
No
have
buys for Dallas.
that's a monster team he beat with a rampage and Dave Maul.
Yes, I totally agree. I figured they'd be in it at the end, and that was quite a win in overtime, 16-13. But that was also the game of the phantom 75-yard run at the end of the game that wasn't.
Yes. You were caught in a dilemma there, Michael.
Yeah, a little bit of controversy, a little immaculate reception-y, kind of, sort of.
Let's see if Rick puts the pressure on here. Is he going to blitz?
3rd and 13, I'd say that's likely. He does 3-3-5. At least he's showing blitz, free safety. That's Drew Brees in shotgun. Matt Breida there to his side. And it's a draw play to Breida. Defense was not blitzing.
Very conservative call by Marc.
It was.
Known for a little conservative play, but he's a fine coach and really a strategic. And I love the passion Marc has with his team, with all his write-ups on the Strat forum.
Yeah, he cares a great deal. He and I have made trades basically every season. It's funny, I'm watching some of these guys play tonight. I know he has Chris Hogan. This last year, we made a trade for Bud Dupree. Made a 3-way trade, basically. Bud Dupree, I got a 2nd-round draft pick for him and traded, I believe, let's see, that pick maybe to Paul, I think, Mankiewicz, for Eddie Goldman. I wanted a nose tackle because I was going to shift off to a 3-4. He had a couple of nose tackles. So I got lucky. I think Goldman's going to be pretty solid this next year.
Luck is the residue of design, Michael.
Yeah, that's – wow. Guessed wrong, but it's only a pickup of 1. That could have been crazy there with a roll of 12, but it only winds up as a 1-yard pickup on the play for Alvin Kamara. So that's Kirk Cousins.
It's funny seeing.
Oh, go ahead.
Rick plays the game, I'm sure, a lot different than I do, because as soon as I get a first down, I usually switch to Alfred Morris on 2nd down. And it's kind of interesting to see how Rick's going to play my team.
Yes, it is. That pass falls incomplete. Kamara, a good guessed wrong card, but of course a lot of running backs are, but a very deadly card for Alfred Morris. I could see why you want to put him in there in 2nd down situations. You know, Morris has several short gains on that guessed wrong off tackle. So now we got the 3 wide set, basically. That's Hunter Henry, who likely won't get carded next year. Alvin Kamara, sidecar to Kirk Cousins. 3rd and 9, 3-3-5 defense for Dallas. Not showing blitz here. And we have our game's first sack. So a loss of 6 on the play, and it's now 4th down and 15. So neither team's able to muster much offense here in this first quarter. There's a nice return of 12 yards. So Dallas has good field position to start out on this drive. First down ball at the 40. Marc Lepage, a divisional winner, completed the season 11-4, had to play in the wild card round, got past Green Bay, and then last week pulled the upset 16-13 in overtime over Grand Rapids for the right to play in this contest. Philadelphia finished the season 14-2. And was able to knock off Southern California last week. And the winner will take on the Los Angeles Chargers, coached by longtime coach Paul Mankiewicz.
Ooh, a blank on 7.
Blank on 7, yes, sir.
It's a tough call.
Dallas scored around 350 points this year, to my memory. Philadelphia scored about 415. They may have been tops in the league. Dallas only allowed 240 points this year, so obviously a pretty strong defense on their part. Philadelphia allowed around 280. Midway in the first quarter, 2nd down and 10. This is Dallas's 2nd drive. Philadelphia's had the ball twice, punted both times. Dallas 3 and out on their first drive. Here's a pitch, Orleans Darkwa. Defense guesses pass, but he only picks up 2 on the play. So it's now 3rd down and 8. Again, Dallas has a 3-headed monster in Matt Breida, Orleans Darkwa, and who is that? Who's that third one? DeMarco Murray.
Yes, DeMarco Murray.
Marco Murray.
Boy, Rick dodged a couple of 2 wrong calls there on those 2
Yes,
plays.
he did. I'd be curious to see Darkwa's off tackle. I wonder if that's a better looking card. He does have a long gain, guessed wrong. There's a pass for Cordell Patterson, and that falls incomplete. So that's 2 drives for both clubs that are going to result in punts. In fact, I believe there's only been either 1 or maybe 2 first downs so far for Philadelphia. Neither team mustering much offense. Here comes the punt.
We've got a dangerous punt returner in Fuller.
Oh, we're not going to see him on this play as Dallas pins Philadelphia pretty deep. Ball at the Eagles' 7-yard line, 1st and 10. Kirk Cousins again under center. That's Kyle Juszczyk. Behind him with Alvin Kamara, Hunter Henry at tight end. And who are your wide receivers there? Fuller, J.J. Nelson?
J.J. Nelson.
J.J. Nelson. J.J. Nelson's guarded by a 4. Fuller guarded by a 5. You got Henry guarded by a 4. And Kamara guarded by a 0. And there's a crossing pattern complete to J.J. Nelson, pickup of 12 and a 1st down.
Rick is a bold coach and offensively very unpredictable.
Again, that's the voice of Dave Szymanski, who led this club to a 14-2 record. He is out of the country right now and has turned the reins over to Rick Byrons, who coached Shreveport this year, right?
I don't think I could have done a better job. What a great chance to have Rick coach my team when I can't.
That's nice praise. 2nd down and 7. As David said a moment ago, several guessed wrong cards, but they just haven't caught the brakes with the dice. That's a pickup of only 3. Dancing there between the raindrops of a short gain on 6 and on 8. It's 2nd down and 7. A little over 5 to go here in the first quarter. Autumn Wind Conference Championship game. The winner will face Los Angeles. There's a deep shot for J.J. Nelson, and it is caught. It's on the receiver's card, and a pickup of 45. So Philadelphia flips the field. They now have the ball at the Cowboys' 33.
Like I said, Rick is a riverboat gambler.
He was pretty daring last week, I felt, against Southern California. I'm like you. I'm pretty conservative. We'll see what happens next year with Patrick Mahomes. Here is another big pickup of 30 on the play. Defense guessed wrong, and that is a pass to Hunter Henry that picks up 30. And now the ball is at the 3. So Philadelphia on the doorstep of taking the lead here in this contest and the first score of the game. 4:12 to play here in the first quarter.
Let's see how aggressive Marc gets on defense here.
So that was a flat pass, guessed wrong, and 30-yard pickup for Hunter Henry, who has a look at that guessed wrong card. There's lots of yardage there. First downs on nearly every number. He's looking for Hunter Henry again. This pass is going to fall incomplete. It was on the defense's card. No, excuse me. It was on the offense's card. Fortunately, a low interception percentage on that play. Only a 2 would have ended in disaster. Instead, the ball falls harmlessly to the turf. It's now 2nd down and 3.
Wow. Rick threw on the first down, and now the guessing game is on.
Yes, that is aggressive for sure. Let's look at that line here. We got 5, 6, 5. It looks like the center's a 5. 5 and a 0. There's your run, and there is your first score. 3-yard gain for Alvin Kamara, and Philadelphia strikes first blood 6-0, pending this extra point. And that's Brandon McManus. He puts it through. And the Eagles are on top 7-0, with just over 3 to play here in the first quarter. So 2 big plays on that drive, a 45-yard reception for J.J. Nelson and a 30-yard reception for tight end Hunter Henry. And the Eagles are up 7-0. Dallas looking to respond. So this is the AFC Championship, actually. Los Angeles Chargers in this league is in the NFC. Go ahead, Dave. Sorry.
When the Kamara's in there, I like the fact that I have 5 weapons that you can really throw to, and Rick takes full advantage of that.
Mm-hmm. And no real sixes to make you think twice about throwing to anybody. I believe he has maybe a 6 free safety and a 5 on one of those corners, but everybody else is guarded by a 4, and Kamara, I think, is guarded with a 0. So on the off chance that he's guessing Kamara and tries that double team, he's going to leave that free safety zone open. So we'll see if that's a factor. Another guessed wrong card, but he rolls the Tom Cook special. The dreaded 5. It's now 2nd down and 10. Here is a button hook pass to Breida. Defense is double teaming elsewhere, but only a pickup of 3. The dice have been unkind so far to Marc LePage. He's called a nice game. It's just the dice has not followed, but that shouldn't last too long, right?
Well, I have to agree with you. It's definitely one-sided with the dice rolls so far.
He's calling a good game. He just hasn't caught the breaks. 3rd down and 7. He now puts 3 wide receivers out there. That's Cole Beasley, Thomas, and Chris Hogan.
Well, he ran a draw last time with 3rd and 13. Let's see what he does here.
Okay, he goes across the middle to Ben Watson. That pass falls incomplete. So Drew Brees, so far, 1 of 4 for only 3 yards. This is the 3rd 3 and out now for Dallas.
That won't last.
There's a big kick of 57 yards and a fair catch. Excuse me. Fair catch for Jaden Mickens. He does have a touchdown on a 2, although that could be on the defense's card. Is that a defense card too? Or is
He's
that
got a touchdown on his card.
It is a Mickens too. There's
so
pass.
It's not the Fuller. We still have a touchdown on our number 2 punt returner.
Okay. There's a 4-yard pickup for Kamara. Kirk Cousins so far, 6 of 10 for 107 yards, including a big 45-yard strike to J.J. Nelson and a 30-yard hit to Hunter Henry that led to our game's first score, a 3-yard run for Alvin Kamara just a few minutes ago. Dallas has had the ball 3 times and punted all 3 times. In fact, they do not yet have a first down. Dallas has been able to stymie Philadelphia's offense mostly, except on the 3rd drive with 2 big plays. They drew first blood. Just a few seconds remaining here in the first quarter in this AFC Championship game. The Eagles up 7-0. Winner will take on the Los Angeles Chargers. Three wide set. That's Marquise Lee. And now he's guarded by a 5.
Good receiver.
Let's see if he's going to look for Nelson again. Pick on that 4. Kamara is guarded by a 0. 3rd down and 6. This is tweener territory. It's not necessary that you. And there is a pass to Fuller, but it falls incomplete. Dallas takes care of business once again, and they will force another punt. And that's a short kick, but the ball is fumbled. And who comes up with the recovery? Dallas holds on. So Dallas holds on. That could have been disastrous. The ball at the 35-yard line. Philadelphia already up 7-0. Dallas is able to fall on the ball, and they will take over 1st and 10 with 18 seconds to go here in the first quarter. We've already seen 7 punts in this first quarter. Low scoring affair. Eagles up 7-0. Dallas looking for their first down. Called a good game. The Dice just have not cooperated just yet. Defense calls run. Here's a crossing pattern, and we do now have our first down. That was a 14-yard shot for Chris Hogan, and it's a 1st down and 10 for Dallas. Ball at the 49-yard line as we're just starting the second quarter. Eagles up 7-0. Dallas with their first down of the game now have the ball at their own 49. 1st and 10. Drew Brees under center. 2 tight end set for Dallas.
Tu peux le partir.
Here's a run for, that was a quick pass to Darkwood. It's only a pickup of 3. And it's now 2nd down and 7. So Brees picking it up a little bit here. Now 3 of 6. Started out only 1 for 4. See, another spectator has joined. 2 tight end set. That's Mercedes Lewis. Here's an inside run for Breida. Defense guesses pass. And that is a stop right at the line of scrimmage. The offensive guard not able to make the block. He needed to be a 6. So again, Dice are not cooperating with Marc Lepage. Excuse me. So it's 3rd and 7. Ball at the Eagles 48. Dallas trailing 7-0 in this AFC Championship game. Mark stays with the 2 tight end set. And here's a pitch out that picks up a 1st down. A nice gain of 8 yards on the play and move the chains. Nice call by Lepage. No linebackers in the zone. He finds the right number on the defensive card. So there's a roll that goes in his favor. And it's 1st and 10 for Mark with the ball at the Eagles 40.
Yeah, I'm sure he's saying about time.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. I agree. Off tackle run, and there you go. A 15-yard pickup for Matt Breida, who was excellent last week against Grand Rapids. He either eclipsed 100 or got very, very close to it. And now Dallas is in business. 1st down at the 25-yard line of the Eagles, trailing 7-0. Here's a crossing pattern. Successful double team. Nice call. Chris Hogan not able to make the play. 2nd down and 10.
Rick is as aggressive defensively as he is offensively.
Two tight end set. Again, that's Ben Watson and Mercedes Lewis. There's an inside run for Darkwa. Guessed wrong, but another 5. Another dreaded 5. And it's now 3rd down and 10.
That's brutal.
That is brutal. The dice giveth, and the dice taketh away. Just want to make sure our broadcast was going strong, and it is.
Let's see if Rick's going to bring the pressure.
Chance to knock him out of field goal range, too. Let's see. Does Dallas, on the other hand, think about a draw play here and just settle for 3 and not risk it? Let's see. It's a little too far out to think that you can catch this on a draw. Get 10 yards.
But it would get better field goal position.
Yes,
so
it would.
It's a possibility.
There is a little blitz action on this play. It's a quick slant to Ben Watson. There is a guy there. And it's going to pick up 7. That's probably not enough to make him think twice about this. Be a 35-yard field goal from here, and that's exactly what he's going to try. And he puts it through. So Dallas is on the board. 7-3. First drive out of 4 that they were able to muster a 1st down Took it all the way down to the Philadelphia 18, settled for 3.
Now you have to kick to the number 1 kick returner in the league.
Yes, sir. And he makes a big play. A 55-yard return, which he was 8 yards deep. I was getting ready to hit the exit button because I thought for sure we were going to have a freeze. And he said, "Not so fast, my friend." Was that Fuller?
Alvin Kamara.
Alvin Kamara.
The trade I made with Tom, my number 1 pick, he makes this team. He really made the whole team this year. Most valuable player on our team.
He'll be just as dynamic next year. It'll be interesting to see what his role is going to be if they do not sign Ingram.
True.
Be an interesting offseason for them. This stuff doesn't end. We think about it in the offseason, even though the drafts don't take place until September. Here's a pickup of 5. So now Philadelphia has made their way into Dallas territory. All at the 41-yard line. A little over 9 to play here in the first half. Philadelphia up 7-3. There's a deep shot for Fuller, but it's going to fall incomplete. No men in the zone there because the defense was double teaming J.J. Nelson. Fuller is guarded by a 5.
My graphics are really small, so I can't really see the players enough to make any help with you at all in that.
And I've actually got a new computer that's smaller than my previous one, but I've got reading glasses on and my face is pretty much smashed up to the screen, so I'm doing the best that I can. So sometimes the animation takes place, I'm a little late in catching up with it. So usually I'll get the gain and then figure out who caught it, but I'm sure people are watching it and understanding. There's a pickup of 4. And that went to Marquise Lee. So it's now 4th and 6 from the 37. That's probably too deep for a field goal attempt of 54 yards.
Go for it, Rick.
And I venture to think that's what he's going to do. And that is exactly what he's going to do. So he's going to go 3 wide here. I saw something that Dennis Crowley is live. I'm wondering if he's doing the same game. That'd be funny.
Well, it'd be great to have Dennis on board.
Yeah, I'm going to send him a note here in just a little bit. And I noticed that he was live. I just didn't know what exactly he was doing.
He's got a lot of family responsibilities, and he takes that very seriously, and that's always his number 1 priority.
He is a great dad, no question.
Yeah, he is, really is.
There is a pass to Marquise Lee, but it falls 1 yard short, and Dallas will take over. So the Cowboys dodge a bullet. Nice call, but he comes up 1 yard short on that pass to Marquise Lee. And that's Rick Bryan saying close. I like that. I like that call. I definitely like that call. A 5 or a 6 would have gotten him that first down. Maybe Lee. Here we are in the final 4. Everything is super tense. Granted, it's just a game, right? We're just playing with cards and dice. It's all make-believe. But there's still a lot of tension in this. And look, you see the banter back and forth between these coaches. This Autumn Wind League, which again, Dave Samitsky's on here with me, and he was in this league when this was card and dice, and I've been in this league for 3 years. It's wonderful. The people here are terrific. They're very much committed to this, but they're good. They're friendly. They enjoy the game. Nobody gets too high. Nobody gets too low. It's good sportsmanship all around, and you learn a lot about football. And it's been a joy. I've really enjoyed the invitation and very much enjoyed playing and enjoyed broadcasting too. And to get back into this, Dallas picks up a first down there on a 12-yard pickup. That pass was to Cole Beasley. That's his first reception of the game. Drew Brees right now is 5 for 9 for 39 yards. Dallas dodged a big-time bullet there a moment ago. on a 4th and 6, Philadelphia coming 1 yard short, giving Dallas the ball to 32, excuse me. And now Dallas is closing in on midfield. That's a 5-yard pickup for Orleans Darkwa. And that's his biggest pickup of the game, which shows you what kind of a game he's had. It's a pickup of 5. Had a couple of zeros. That dreaded 5 has hit him twice already. Again.
Yeah, and he had an incomplete on a maximum short pass of 7, so he's had a couple of real tough rolls.
Nice call by Byron's. He gets run on that play and caught Matt Breida 1 yard deep in the backfield. It's now 3rd and 6. That was a great call. So 3rd and 6. Demarius Thomas out there with Cole Beasley on one side. And here comes some square out, but defense correctly double teaming.
That's Rick.
Double teaming Demarius Thomas on the play. So once again, Dallas is forced to punt. Their 5th punt of the first half. So we may have had a game freeze. Yeah. So we haven't quite pinpointed exactly what the problem is. It all seems to be on touchbacks, but it's mostly on kicks. Now we're starting to figure out that maybe sometimes on punts, the game kind of conks out on us. So we just jump back in as fast as we can.
Yeah, you and Dennis both do a good job of reconnecting, and Tom does too.
Tom's the one who started this, basically. He's doing the preemptive start. Now, here's the scary part. Oh, okay. Sometimes when you don't get in really quickly, it's like, was there like a major game freeze? And there was
exactly.
a couple of them last week in the playoffs, but this time we didn't. We missed one play. 2nd down and 3. And here comes a deep shot to J.J. Nelson, double teamed by Dallas. Good call. Guarded by a 4 over there. So LePage says, let's give him a little bit of help. Great call. Would have been incomplete either way. So 3rd and 3, ball at the 15. Just a little bit over 4 to play here in the first half in a defensive struggle. And there is a first down. That's on Kirk Cousins' card. It's a pickup of 12 as he completes the pass to Hunter Henry, who had a 30-yard reception early on in the game that gave Philadelphia the ball at the Dallas 3, which led to Alvin Kamara, 3-yard run for a touchdown, the only touchdown that we've had in the game. Dallas has a field goal. It's now 7-3 with 3:18 on a running clock. That is a pickup of 7 on the play for Alvin Kamara, 6 carries for 32 yards. The big play.
That's another reason I use.
Oh, please go ahead.
Another reason I use Morris on 2nd down a lot is to kind of balance out the carries because you only get I think 17 unfatigued carries for Kamara.
Correct. He has 12 left. And here is a pass to the all-world pass-catching fullback Kyle Juszczyk, 5 yards, and we'll move the chains. Now, ball at the Eagles 39, 2:42 to play here in the first half of this AFC Autumn Win title tilt. The winner will go on to play Paul Mankiewicz, half man, half Mankiewicz, according to Tom Cook.
Yeah, Rick has 5 weapons to throw to when Kamara's in there.
That's correct. There's an off-tackle run for Kamara. Defense guesses run. It's on the defense's card, and it's a pickup of 4. Nose tackle able to make the play. 2nd and 6. Rick elects to let the clock run to 2:06, so this play will bring us to the 2-minute warning. Eagles have it at their own 43. Dallas will have the ball. Oh, and there's a deep shot to J.J. Nelson. Defense guesses run. And that is another long completion. So now that is 2 catches for J.J. Nelson. 45 on the first reception, 45, doing the math here in my head. 58, a 58-yard pickup for J.J. Nelson. And that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. So again, aggressive play calling. Dallas anticipating run there and gets burned. Long gain on Kirk Cousins' card. And there's a pass completed over the middle to Juice Jack. 5-yard pickup on the play.
It's fascinating watching my team being played, and I'm thinking that I wouldn't be making these calls, but I love what Rick's doing.
Sure, it's beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and so he's basically doing. It's probably interesting. This is probably the way he would coach his own team. To be honest, I'm sure he looks at the talent that you've got on this club and kind of morphs it into his coaching philosophy. It is kind of fascinating to see how somebody else would coach a club. I've never seen a game where my team was being coached by somebody else.
Yeah, I know. It's a strange sensation, but also it's really tough for Mark because he sees my team, but he's now seeing Rick, and he doesn't know what Rick's tendencies are with his team.
Exactly.
Even though he's played him twice.
So there is a run for TJ Yeldon. Pickup of 3 on the play, and it's now 3rd and 2, the little used TJ Yeldon. That's his first carry.
Yeah,
Full house backfield. Yeah, that's interesting. Morris in there, and there's Kamara, and there's Juice Jack. So we got full house, Hunter Henry. 1 wide out, it's Will Ferrell. Will Fuller. I did that at least 6 times last year in a broadcast.
If he runs Morris and he doesn't key him, it's hard to stop Morris here.
That's exactly right. And you have a great line, too.
Yeah, up the middle.
Up the middle,
with Morris is a killer combination.
So Kamara gets it and picks up 2 yards. The ball is now 1st and goal at the 1. Dallas has been calling timeouts to preserve clock so that if they do let up the score, they'll have a little bit of time to maybe make some noise in the waning moments of the half. So full house backfield. Again, we got Morris back there, TJ Yeldon in instead of Kamara, probably preserving carries at this point. And you've got Cousins too.
I wouldn't even put a pass by Rick.
Oh, I can't see that on 1st down here. I would think you've got 3 shots to get it in. They got to be able to get a yard.
I would think.
Plus, he could wear off some clock. If he doesn't get it here, there's your run for TJ Yeldon. Oh, he stopped in the backfield. Loss of 1. So Dallas will burn 1 more timeout. That'll put it down to 108 if he calls timeout. Let's see.
See, that's the trouble. When you lose a yard, now you're 2 yards out. It's a little
That's right.
tougher getting home.
Dallas elects not to call timeout, so I think they've pretty much reserved themselves to whatever's going to happen here is going to be the score at the half. So that changes the dynamic just a little bit. Eagles go back once again with that full house.
Well, this would be a time for Mark to key Morris.
Well, now here I'm putting Kamara back in because he's a short pass threat.
Yes.
Now there's really only 2 people you could throw too short here. I know you want to. Yeah.
I can't see who he's got in there. Who's he got in?
TJ Yeldon. And that is a run to Juice Jack, who fumbles the ball, and Dallas comes up with it. So Kyle Juice Jack, guessed right on a 10, is stopped at the line of scrimmage, coughs up the ball, and Dallas comes up with it. Yikes, what a break for the Cowboys, as the Philadelphia Eagles were certainly going to go up at least a 3, maybe another 7. Could have gone up by 2 scores here, but a bad break as Juice Jack coughs it up at the 2. Dallas will take over. Huge play.
Yeah, I think Rick was anticipating the key of Morris there.
I could see that. But it looks like he just played it straight up. So defense. And there's a hitch pass to Thomas. Wow. Okay. That's a little dangerous, but pickup of 4. Philadelphia calls timeout there. So you can't just take 3 knees here and punt it. You are going to leave the Eagles with a little bit of time on the clock.
And their punt returners are dangerous.
Yes, exactly. I'm just more conservative here. I'm just running it 3 up the middle to somebody who doesn't fumble. There's another hitch pass to Demaryius Thomas, and that's a pickup of 6, and that's a first down, and that's pretty much going to end it for the half. The Eagles won't call timeout here. Dallas won't call timeout either. So this will be the last play.
What a fascinating first half.
Certainly. Wow. The dynamic definitely has changed. Dallas would have at least been down a score, maybe even 2. But a costly fumble. Just a few feet from the end zone, and Dallas is more than happy to go into this locker room trailing only by 4 to the best club in both conferences, finishing 14-2, the Philadelphia Eagles. They are winning 7-3, but Dallas most certainly in this contest. I'm going to send Dennis a note here real quick.
Is there any way on my phone here to get this graphic bigger, to get the picture bigger? I'm pushing it and I try to get it bigger. I just can't. It's really small.
So what are you using? Are you using an iPhone?
Yeah, I'm using an iPhone 10.
Do you ever use the double tap zoom?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, so I have an iPad basically, and one of the nice things about iPad, I don't have super eyesight, so I can do a double tap. And a lot of people, it's disabled because they don't need it, but I kind of do. So when you double tap on the screen, you can actually like pinch to zoom what you're watching, but you double tap it and it'll automatically expand. So like anything on your screen, you can even double tap on icons. You need to go to the accessibility in your settings, go to accessibility and enable double tap zoom.
Oh, okay.
And
so I'm gonna have to disconnect then to do that, and then I can get back on with you, right?
You don't have to. No, you don't have to disconnect. You can actually. I think you can open that up like in another window. If you just go back and get to your home screen, you won't be disconnected with me. I don't believe that's the case. Okay, you can open up multiple windows on your iPhone.
I'll try that.
Sure.
Okay, so you're still with me, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go to settings, and where would that double tap zoom be? Under
accessibility.
Accessibility. Where's accessibility?
I have an Android phone, so I don't have an iPhone. I know where it is on my iPad. Let me see where it is on my iPad.
Let's see.
In the general tab, if you go to general, it's about 6 down.
Yeah, accessibility.
Accessibility. Okay. Go to zoom and put on. And actually, my iPhone just ran out of gas. I got to go plug it up. But if you go to accessibility.
Okay, and zoom on.
Yep.
Okay, let's see if that changes things.
Yeah, on an iPhone, good grief, that thing would be super tiny.
Yeah, it really is. And I've gone back and Nothing seems to work.
In that accessibility Zoom tab, when you turn Zoom on, I think there's some like different settings that you've got beyond just putting Zoom on. There's some other Zoom features that you can use. I think there's one that says like double tap.
Okay, let me try that.
iPad.
Zoom. Okay.
Okay, so when you turn Zoom on, okay,
Yeah, it's on.
if you double tap 3 fingers, it'll zoom.
Three fingers.
3 fingers on the screen, and then double tap, bam, bam, just like that.
It's not doing that.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's closer than at least I had a shot at it. Maybe doing something.
Well, I'll try to call this as close as I can. As a matter of fact, they went ahead and kicked
Yeah,
off.
I see what it says here. It says Zoom features double tap 3 fingers to zoom.
But yeah, with an iPad or with an iPhone, gosh, that's a small surface to be able to do something like that. So while Dave is going to work on zooming up his phone here, we are going to get back at it. Basically, Dallas does take over here. They picked up 1 on that play on a quick pass to Demaryius Thomas. It's now 2nd down and 9, ball at the 24. Dallas trailing in this AFC title game. And there's a deep shot, but the pass falls incomplete. That was a shot for Chris Hogan. Only an interception chance on that play. 2 through 3 and 11. 0 men in the zone there. And it's now 3rd and 9. Here's another shot for Hogan, and this time the Eagles get to Drew Brees in the backfield for a sack, a loss of a big sack there. 11 yards on the play, and Dallas now will punt. This is their 6th punt of the contest. The only drive in which they didn't punt led to a field goal, and their only points of the game. There's a 47-yard kick. Eagles with some dangerous return men, including Jaden Mickens with that touchdown on 2, but in this case, it's a fair catch. But they have excellent field position to start out their first drive of the second half. The 14-2 Philadelphia Eagles, coached in the regular season by Dave Szymanski, but is being substitute coached by Rick Byrons against the 11-5 Marc Lepage-led Dallas Cowboys. There's a pickup of 7 for Kamara, who has 8 carries so far for 31 yards. Let's take a look. He has 11 more unfatigued carries remaining. It's 2nd down and 3 with the ball at the 47. Twelve and a half to go here in the 3rd quarter. And there is a run for Alfred Morris, who only has 4 carries so far, 14 yards. He gets a couple on the play. A linebacker there in that zone. It's now 3rd down and 1. Eagles have the ball at the 49. Lepage doing a masterful job defensively. He did catch a break on the last drive just before the half concluded. They stopped the Eagles on their 2-yard line on a fumble by Kyle Juszczyk. There is a 3rd down conversion. A pickup of 12, defense gets run. That is a pass from Cousins to Hunter Henry. 4 receptions now for the Tennessee Titans tight end, real-life Tennessee Titans tight end, 61 yards. There is another run for Kamara. Defense guesses, well, I don't know if they guessed right on that play or not. Couldn't see. White die 1. I assume that was guessed right. I don't think he had a 3 wide set. Either way, it's a loss of 2. So Lepage is doing a terrific job. He is double teaming both of the wideouts here, but this is a pass to Hunter. And it's a gain of 6. So it's now 3rd down and 6. Ball at the Dallas 35. Philadelphia turned the ball over twice in that first half. This was the area in which they had their first turnover in a similar situation to this. Ball at the 37-yard line on a 4th and 6. They picked up 5 yards on the play, turned the ball over to Dallas. Dallas was able to score on that drive, their only score, which was a field goal.
This could be 4-down territory for Rick again.
I believe that could be the case. So here comes an inside draw play and a beauty. So Kamara picks up the first down, moving the ball to the Dallas 22. So Rick Byrons, who is substitute coaching for Dave Szymanski, say whatever you want to about the fact that he's offensively kind of a genius when it comes to throwing deep shots. But let's give 3 cheers here to the defense that he said. He's been terrific, actually, holding Lepage to only 3 points and punts on every drive with the exception of 1. 0 men in zone on a white dice 6 reading. And again, dancing between the raindrops there. The pass falls incomplete, intended for Hunter Henry. And it's now 2nd and 10. Dave, you were saying?
I said, and he's doing a fine job.
He certainly is. And there is a pass completed over the middle for 16 yards and a first down. That's Cousins to J.J. Nelson. 3 men in zone. And the Eagles once again are in business with the ball at the 6. Up 7-3.
Rick's using a lot of full house backfield.
He really, really is. But this time he has Kamara in there along with Morris. Here's an off-tackle run. And he is stopped for no gain on the play. That was Morris this time. Morris is pretty pedestrian so far. 5 carries for 14 yards. And this time he goes with an I set. That's Kamara in the backfield with Juszczyk. Juszczyk can catch that short pass. And now once again you have 5 targets who they can throw a short pass to. Flat pass and long pass are out here. Here is that slant pass to Hunter. And the pass falls incomplete. Right between the must run and 13. And it's now 3rd and 6. So Dallas. The last time the Eagles were on the doorstep, they forced a fumble at the 2-yard line just before the half. Can they dodge another bullet again? Dallas only allowed 240 points this year. I think that's a pretty significant achievement considering he's playing with several zeros on the field, including a right linebacker that would be guarding your running back.
Yeah, I agree. Marc's done a great job with this rather pedestrian defense.
He really has. Here's a crossing pattern and a sack. Well, one thing you can say, you've got zeros, but he's got some heat. And in this case, he dials it up and gets the 2nd sack of the game. And this is a huge one of Kirk Cousins. That's DeMarcus Lawrence. The Eagles put the ball through the pipes. It's now 10-3. But again, the Eagles on the doorstep. At least they get some points this time. They settle for 3. And we will jump out of this one because the game is going to be locked.
You had to reconnect?
Yep. And then I accidentally started playing the game.
That
won't
work.
No, it won't work. I don't think either one of these 2 people want me playing the game. It was actually playing against Hal. And Hal doesn't want me playing him either. So he missed one play there, basically. No gain, whatever it was, run or pass. Here is an off-tackle run for Breida. That's a nice pickup of 5. So now it's 3rd and 5. So Dallas bending but not breaking. Only have allowed 10 points to the most prolific offensive club in autumn wind this year. The Eagles scoring more than 400 points, but Dallas only allowing 240. Dallas scoring 350 on their own this year. There is a nice play. White die 6, 15-yard pickup on the play. Move the sticks.
Hey, Michael.
Hey, Dennis, how are you?
Good. I'm not really going to be able to stay, so I'm just going to say hi, and you keep doing what you're doing. I'll just watch.
We'll say hi to Dave.
Hey, Dave.
Yes. And by the way, I'm not Philadelphia was not the highest scoring team.
That's a 5-yard pickup for DeMarco Murray. It was close, though. I think you were up there pretty close.
Yeah, I think it was in the top 4 or something.
Yeah, Grand Rapids was up there. They was actually relatively close. 2nd down and 5. That was a run for Murray, who only has 3 carries so far. Here's a screen pass to DeMarco Murray. That's going to be a 7-yard pickup and a 1st down.
Dallas on the march.
Yes, they are. Eagles territory now. Ball at the 43.
So I missed the early part of the game. Has it just been all Philly early, and then Dallas came on strong, or what's been going on? All Philly on defense, or what?
Philly's defense has been excellent. Dallas punted 5 times in the first half. The Eagles, Dallas's defense has been marvelous, and it's not like they've caught a lot of breaks or anything. Philadelphia had 1 scoring drive. It was a 45-yard pass from Cousins to J.J. Nelson, and then he followed that up with an immediate play, 30-yard pass to Hunter Henry, and then a 3-yard run for Kamara. But the Eagles have turned the ball over twice. They had a 4th and 6 at the 37-yard line of the Cowboys that they went for it. They were stopped 1 yard short. Dallas took over at the 31, drove the length of the field, but had to settle for a field goal. And then with a minute to play just before the half, on a 2nd down, I believe, and 2, they had the ball 1st and 1. Then there was a 1-yard loss. And then on a 2nd and 2, in a full house backfield, he ran with Kyle Juszczyk, who fumbled the ball right there at the 2. So the Cowboys took over, ran out the clock, and it was 7-3. Then the Eagles just tacked on their field goal here just a moment ago.
So, Dave, are you more nervous watching the game or when you're coaching the game?
Oh, definitely watching. This is nerve-wracking.
4th and 3 here on that 7-yard.
This is no doubt, or you're going to go for it here. 4th and 3 with the ball at the 36, 2 tight ends set. We've seen a lot of this from Dallas, and that's Murray there in the backfield.
Pretty amazing with that Breeze card that you only have 3 points on the board for Dallas with 2 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
Indeed.
Inside run, defense guesses run, but the center makes the block, a pickup of 9 on the play and a 1st down. And it was a white die 4 reading, but actually, and that would have been a stop. So white die 4, and that's kind of also been the story too. Dallas hasn't, you don't want to just leave it to, well, they haven't caught a lot of rolls, but frankly, they haven't. They've got a good 3-headed monster back there where the plays have been guessed wrong, but it's been like couple of dreaded 5s, a 0, a 1. That's a good break for them. So the drive will continue. Ball at the Eagles 27. Eagles Eagles up 10-3, but Dallas is challenging here. Plant pass.
I like what Rick did there, flooding the flats. That Breeze card in this rule set.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I was coaching Breeze, I'd be hitting the flats too. But Rick put the highest number he had in the middle and flanked out 2 guys on each side to stop that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I was saying earlier, Rick's just as aggressive defensively as he is offensively.
Yeah, and Dallas really hasn't challenged downfield very much. I think there's only been one deep shot to Hogan. That's pretty much been it.
Here's
That's
another
pretty
one.
much Mark's
And as we
style.
speak, looking for Hogan deep. There's nobody there in the zone, and that is going to be a touchdown. Great call for Dallas. No man in the zone, but it didn't matter. It was on Breeze's card. Guessed right, long gain. Breeze connects with Hogan, and this game is going to be tied, assuming we see this extra point go through.
Yeah, he's got a miss on 12. So if it doesn't roll 12, it's going to be a tie game.
Tavecchio?
Yep.
And it's
up
through.
good.
All righty. Well,
the one good thing about not having a lot of scores is there hasn't been too many disconnects.
no, 2 so far, 1 punt and one kickoff. And we
yeah. So that was a good one. A touchback. You don't have to drop on that one.
Yeah. Actually, we had an 8-yard one that was 8 yards deep, but Kamara returned it, I think, 48 yards, maybe 50 yards. Yeah, so I was like, yeah.
Go for it.
Go for it.
So now this is a key part of the game when you get, you have a lead, you get that score against you to tie it up. How you respond is really important. Let's see how Rick comes out.
That's
So there's
a good point,
Morris.
Jeff.
Yeah. There's Morris in there. We haven't seen a lot of him.
He's got 9 carries unfatigued left. That should be plenty in this last quarter as we get
right.
closer.
Maybe he's been saving him here for this 4th quarter. There's a 7-yard pickup. The waning seconds here of the 3rd quarter. Game is knotted at 10. First time we've been tied since the opening kickoff. Philadelphia 14-2, Dallas 11-5. Winner of this AFC title game will face off against Paul Mankiewicz of the Los Angeles Chargers in the Autumn Wind Uber Bowl. Morris is still in there. Here comes
That's it. It's a nice number, short game.
That's
18
it.
yards out to midfield. So Rick says, you got the best flat passer in the set in Kirk and Drew Brees. I got a pretty good one myself in Kirk Cousins, and he's going to try to shoot at Marc's weak points, which are those linebackers.
Those linebackers. That's exactly right. Nobody on this defense scares you with the exception of that free safety 6. Now he's double teaming 2 on that play. That's an inside run for Morris and a big gain of 16 yards for Morris as we now have entered into the 4th quarter as Philadelphia is looking to answer that Dallas score that knotted the game. We are tied at 10.
Nice roll there. He got the white die 6 against the nose tackle 5. Marc had a 2/3 chance of stopping that one.
Yes, he did.
It's funny watching this, Dennis, and I'm seeing him call a totally different game than I would.
Yeah, and remember, Marc's got the excellent run defense in a 3-4. So he's been, he's called run a few times, but he's obviously focusing on stopping the pass because that's the weak spot of his defense, relatively. He's hoping that you land on his cards to plug those run numbers.
There's a quick slant to Henry, but there were defenders able to make the play.
Yeah, it's the old defender. It's kind of like a 10 bailout rule, I call it, -1 or -3. Even if you don't make the challenge, it's either incomplete or a loss of yards.
Right.
And now containment is in effect. So this is a big play here, 3rd and 5. Let's check out the field goal kicker for the Eagles. Dave, you probably already know this, but he's kind of sketchy from this range. 2 through 7, 11, and 12. Brandon McManus. 2 through 6 from 33 to 37. So he needs to pick this up.
Square out to Fuller, but he's not able to make the play. And it's now 4th and 6 from the 30.
Got to try it. 2 through 7, 11, and 12.
Yes, he is.
Good word. Sketchy. You're right. Sketchy, Dennis.
Good call, Dennis. Let's see. McManus.
He nailed it.
7 yards, and he puts it through. So a sigh of relief from Guam. I'm sure,
Yes,
as
indeed.
your fellow
How-
countrymen are celebrating.
So how would you have coached it, Dave? You mentioned that he was coaching it totally different than the way you would have.
I would have ran the draw with Camara there.
Nice. Yes, jump in there with what you would have done. That'd be interesting.
And then on top of that, Dennis, if I didn't get it, I would go for it if it was fourth and no containment.
Right. Now we've seen how Rick responded to Mark's scoring drive to tie the game. Now let's see how Mark responds to Rick's drive to take the lead. 12:36 to go.
Dave, what are your defenses here? You have a good, and good, or are either one of them excellent?
The Eagles are good against the run, average against the pass.
Okay.
So he's kind of the opposite of, well, not the opposite, the same, but not to quite the same degree. Ooh, dreaded 5.
Dreaded 5.
We always have to give Tom credit for that.
Yeah, that's that trademark Tom Cook. We also didn't have a disconnect on the kickoff, so that's good too.
Yes, it is.
Didn't even notice it. That's the way it should be.
Comes a deep shot to Hogan, and that pass is going to fall incomplete. Defense gets right on the play. Hogan caused the last touchdown pass that knotted the score at 10, but the Eagles were able to counter with a field goal from 47, and they now have the lead 13-10. So a big third down here.
You got Akeem Hicks and Mario Addison trying to put some pressure on Drew Brees. Rick shows blitz. Will he bring the house? That's the question.
You've got Hogan on a 4 on Hogan and a 4 on Beasley. And here's a pass to Beasley. And it's on the defense's card. 4 men in the zone, pass falls incomplete. And so Dallas will punt the ball once again.
So you say, oh, that was a bad roll from Dallas' standpoint. But it was actually kind of a good roll because it could have hit an interception split and made it even worse.
So no return on this play. Philadelphia will take over at their 14. 11 minutes to go here in this AFC Championship. The winner will face off next week against Paul Mankiewicz with the Los Angeles Chargers in the Ooper Bowl. Dennis Crowley has joined us on this broadcast. He is the defending two-time defending champion of this league.
I said I wasn't going to stay, but the game's too exciting. I may have to just stick it out now.
I'm glad you are, Dennis. Thank you.
Alfred Morris is still in the game. Quick out right to Henry, picks up 5.
Mm-hmm.
So you look at Cousins' card is just about as good as Breeze's. He has maybe 3 less hits or 4 less hits on his card. But both of them are excellent flat.
Mm-hmm. Henry's been a stud so far. 6 catches, 72 yards, 247 yards for Cousins. I've heard Tom call some of these games, and the way this rule set up is where we don't have the dump-off pass. That's a pretty good number.
Here, Bowles opens the hole there and picks up 7 with his outstanding run blocking. So that's got to be a big key for your offense, Dave, to have those 5s and 6s up front to move the chains.
Oh, it is. That line buck with Morris is a powerful play, especially when he's got a chance of getting a 70 at any time.
Yeah. Those short gains, though, on off tackle are kind of tempting to just keep riding. Another 5-yard pickup. So he saved his big hitting running back, and you're seeing some run calls from Marc to try to counter that. You wonder if maybe Rick will go up top at some point. Now that he's getting in the call run.
Oh, he will at some point. Trust me.
2nd and 5. He might want to run here to break contain. It's an inside run. Oh, nice. Marc has shifted the inside linebacker out of the way, so instead of a 3-yard gain, it's a 13-yard gain. Anticipating a flat pass. And that takes it out to the 44. Morris, 10 runs for 60 yards. 6 yards per carry.
He's been saving him, basically. He only had 12 yards on his first 4 carries. He's been big here in this second half.
He's got 4 unfatigued carries to go. You can still run him another 4 times pretty comfortably. Quick into Jusek, and it's incomplete.
Dave, your big pickup this year in the draft, Kamara. Did you make any trades before the season? Anything big?
Nothing really big, but that was such a key because I was going to be going with Morris as my primary back. But when I got Kamara, it made the combination just, a killer.
Yep.
So there's two good calls for Mark. He calls pass, gets it incomplete. He calls run on a run out, an end run to Kamara, and that sets up a 3rd and 10, 3rd and long here. That's what the Cowboys needed to try to get the ball back with 7:48 to go in the game.
And this is what he excels on. He's already had 2 big sacks so far. He's got DeMarcus Lawrence on this team. So let's
Cousins has the long gain guessed right on 8 and 10. Long gain on 8 and plus 30 on 10. But he's got extra picks there as well.
So he is bringing an extra guy. That pass is caught, but it's only for 6 yards. And the Eagles will be forced to punt here, 4th and 4. Ball at the 50. So 7:12 to play. And that punt will sail into the end zone. Please don't freeze. Yes, sir. All right. So Dallas will take over at their 20. Just under 7 to play here in the AFC Championship game. They trail 13-10. Marc Lepage, 11-5 in the regular season, defeated Green Bay in the opening wild card round and then pulled the upset on the road against Grand Rapids in overtime, 16-13 for the right to play here. Philadelphia is being guest coached by Rick Byrons, and they beat Southern California last week to make it to this AFC Championship title tilt.
Yes, there's Mark's big run, plus 75 on an end run, guessed wrong, but he hit -1 guessed wrong, and that loses a yard. That's he's looking to hit a home run himself, as Dave was talking about that plus 70 on Morris's card and on linebacker.
So there's a quick in to Lewis and white die 6 reading, so that's an 18-yard pickup for Lewis.
Big play there.
Big play there. That's exactly right. So now ball at the 37 for Dallas. Drew Brees now, 15 of 25 for only 134 yards. He does have 1 touchdown, a bomb to Chris Hogan. There's a pass to Demaryius Thomas, and that's going to be a big pickup of 34 yards. Defender X reading.
Huge 34 yards. Kyle Fuller's 5. Can't make the play against the white die 6. 5:06 to go. Dallas is in field goal range. Let's take a look at their kicker real quick. They are also sketchy out to the 23, 2 through 7 and 12. Even worse than McManus, that Giorgio Telvecchio. So he needs to get inside the 12 to be confident.
So there's a screen pass to Murray. It picks up 6 yards.
But you got to be happy if you're Mark. You had the Eagles driving. You stopped them at the 50. You got yourself the ball back with 6:54 to go, a chance to take the lead or tie, and he moved it right down the field. 4:30 to go. This is where the Eagles need to make their stand, keep the game, keep it to a field goal attempt. You don't want them to find the end zone.
Slant pass to Watson. Defense double teams elsewhere, but the pass falls incomplete. It's now 3rd and 4. Right now we're looking at a 40-yard field goal that Dennis says a little sketchy.
Yeah, he's 2 through 7 and 12, so you're a little bit over 50%. 60.
Would you guys get ready to call paramedics for me?
What's the healthcare like there in Guam?
He hopefully you packed your personal portable defibrillator.
It's not good. Hospital care is not good here.
Defense guesses run. Here's a pass for Demaryius Thomas. It's caught for 11 yards over the middle. That puts the ball at the 12-yard line. 1st and 10 for Dallas. 3:36 on a running clock. They're trailing 13-10.
Yes, right. That would have been incomplete.
Oh,
huge call there by Mark.
Well, yep. Off tackle run for DeMarco Murray. Defense guesses pass. It's on the defense's card. Picks up 4. 3 minutes as the clock continues to roll. It looks like Dallas is on their way to, at the very least, tying this game up. But they're certainly looking for more, trailing 13-10 in this AFC title tilt. The winner goes on to play the Los Angeles Chargers in the Uber Bowl. Dallas 11-5 in the regular season. Philadelphia 14-2. Full house for Dallas. That puts Murray back there with Matt Breida.
He keeps Dunlop in the game, not Drain and Addison, and calls run. Pitch out right to Murray. There's nobody there. And blocking back +5 or -1, and he makes the block. Josh Hill.
Josh Hill. Wow. Haven't called that name. So Josh Hill trots in, makes his first appearance, and makes a big, big impact on that play. And it was a nice call by the Eagles, but
yeah, if he would have stuffed the zone, it would have only been a 1-yard gain. But you can only do so much. You can only cover so many holes.
Sure.
3rd and 1, 2:42 to go. That's even more of the killers. The clock just keeps ticking away.
Yep, you're right.
Got to make your stand here. Look for Marc to go over the top with a pass to Demaryius Thomas.
On 3rd and 1? Wow. All right, let's see what happens.
Yeah, because he can go ahead and run it on 4th.
Inside run for Murray, but the defense keys on Breeze.
Worst case scenario, because now the more time he's eating up the clock, you got a new set of downs.
So the Eagles call timeout here, it looks like. Well, they've already called one.
They call another one.
They will call another one. Oh,
So
wow.
A touchdown here puts them up 4. Then they'll need a touchdown to answer and win it. This could be Marc heading back to his second Super Bowl appearance, or maybe 3rd Super Bowl appearance, but I think he's got 1 title on the whole.
Inside run to Darkwood, but he keys Murray, but it's on the defensive card, and it's a loss of 2 on the play. So again, more time.
Like, if he's gonna score a touchdown, you almost want him to get in quickly so you can get the ball back. But maybe Rick can make a stand here, hold him to a field goal, and then have his own chance for a game-winning field goal drive, even if it's just with 1.5 minutes left. He needs 2 more perfect calls here.
Well, you know what? It's a very similar situation early on. Dallas was looking at going down 2 scores, and they were able to stop Philadelphia with a turnover. So here's a quick out.
It's guess wrong. There's a man there. Oh, and it loses 2.
Oh, and another big stop. Oh, my gosh. So that's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning. The Eagles are now out of timeouts, but wow, what a game changer there.
He's lost 4 yards. He was 1st and goal at the 1, or 1st and goal at the 2, one of those 2, and then he's lost. We see. Let him scroll back. Yeah, he was 1st and goal at the 1. He's lost 2 yards on his first carry, even though it was keying the wrong back, and he lost 2 yards on the second carry, even though he had guessed pass, because both times either the defender in the zone made the play or he just happened to have the guy in the right zone.
Oh, wow.
He brings Addison in at the defensive end. He's a 0 against the run. He's not showing blitz.
3 wide set, 3-3-5 countered. Does he look for Beasley against a 4? Does he look for Hogan against a 4?
Yeah, even Murray can catch a pass.
Short pass, he can. All right.
Beasley.
All right.
I think he's going to run it.
I think so too. I think he will run it, Dennis. I think you're right.
There it is, off tackle right. There's a man in zone. Guess wrong. And he makes the play again.
Oh, my gosh. 3 consecutive 2-yard losses. But if there's any saving grace out of this at all, first of all, Dallas is very likely to tie this up. And second, they've left the Eagles with let's get the kick through here. There you go. So the good part about this is we're going to be over in overtime, very likely, first of all. Second, they did not leave Philadelphia a great deal of time. There's no timeouts remaining.
He squibs it, and he gets it back to the 32-yard line. Nice little
yeah, because he knows Kamara. He knows how dangerous Kamara is.
Yeah, I understand that. Kamara brought one back close to 50 yards earlier in this game. A minute
it's better for us, that way we don't have to disconnect. So
yeah, that's right, exactly. It's about us. I agree.
1:15 to go. He's got Kamara in the game. No more Alfred Morris off tackle runs, which will eat up too much clock. He's going to run it end run or throw it short, flat, or long.
Watch for a bomb to Kamara. Watch for a bomb to Kamara.
Well, I don't think he's going to move that free safety anywhere.
Kamara is guarded by a 0. Crossing pattern to Marquise Lee, 4-minute zone. Guess right. And it's a snap fumble. Who's got this?
Looks like the Eagles have it.
Kamara got back on it. Man,
Okay. Oh, godly.
what a time for that.
Oh, my goodness gracious. All right. So the clock still runs, 52 seconds to go.
I'm liking working those flats. Try to get out of bounds, get a white die 6, see if you can get lucky on that side.
Needs about 40 yards to get in field goal range.
The last thing you need is an interception here to make it easy for Dallas with their 3 timeouts. Quick out left to Henry. He's following my lead, but he only gets 3 yards. Does he get out of bounds? No.
No, he does not.
It's actually a good thing because you want to be, just go hurry up, take it down to 30 seconds so that if you don't make it, you don't leave a lot of time for Dallas to try to get down the field. And Dallas wisely doesn't, lets it go, doesn't use their own timeouts because if he gets a big play here, you could be helping him out by calling timeout.
Now, if you're Dallas, do you just bring some heat here?
Well, he did not show him blitz, so he's going to leave it in the hands of DeMarcus Lawrence, who's a 12-4 up against Donovan Smith. That could easily be a sack fumble and be a game changer. Mm-hmm. But on the other hand, I think what I would do if I was Rick is maybe throw short, try to get a receiver reading because he's likely to pull back the extra DB to put 2 men in the deep zone. So maybe go short here, try to get a receiver reading on Hunter Henry's card or Will Fuller's card. Fuller's got a nice one. Oh, it's a bunt hook to Kamara. There's nobody there. 14 yards and a first down. Now he's going to spike it. Again, let me check that field goal kicker again. He's only good out to the 37.
Sketchy.
But he is 2 through 6 out to 37. So like a 40% chance if he can get like 15 more yards. So he's got time for one play to get out of bounds.
That's right.
Or one play in a spike if he stays inbound. So maybe another look-in pass. Do you think Marc will leave that open again? Oh no, he doesn't. He goes 3-3-5, not wanting to chance it.
He does have that 0 there, though. Your white die 6. You never know.
Yeah, he can't really double team Kamara right here because he would have to pull his free safety down.
That's right.
Maybe drop it to Kamara. That's why you paid that high draft pick for him. Try to get him one of those double-digit gains on his guard. Guess right, or maybe guess wrong if he moves that linebacker. He might bring Bud Dupree down to blitz. It's
so
a flight of ball. He'll be there. Oh,
fastball incomplete.
Okay, you cannot go deep here. I'll tell you why. Well, you can, but you need to get a touchdown if you do because you can't get out of bounds on a long pass.
Right.
With 8 seconds left, you won't have any time left if you get tackled in bounds. So you kind of want to go with a short pass or a flat pass. Try to get the first down, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance at a long field goal. So Marc can leave the look-in pass totally open. Could bring Bud Dupree down to put pressure on.
How about an end run for Kamara?
Can't right now. He's in the pit shotgun.
He is. You're right. Screen to Kamara. That pass falls incomplete. So that'll leave a second left. So
there's no reason to punt it here. He should keep the ball and try for a bomb.
Right.
You got nothing to lose. Punting it, you're not really chancing much either, but there's not going to be a play after this, so might as well go for it. He is.
Yeah.
You might have put in Morris and try a linebacker.
You got one in 72 chance of hitting that. So why not? Or maybe let's see what Kamara does in run. Does he have a big one? He's got just as big of a chance on 74.
Yeah.
Worry about containment. So maybe you do an end run over there. Or maybe you just try to throw a flat pass and hit that snake eyes for a long gain. That'll give you a shot at it. Do a look-in pass.
What a game.
Oh, God, it has been.
The only two that can score from here are Kamara and Fuller. Bomb to Marquise Lee is going to be short, and it's an interception. Watch out. This might get returned for a touchdown. End it. Ooh. Heart attack there. Looks like we're safe, people.
Hey, Dennis, it's Tom.
Hey, what's up, Tom? Oh, he did return for a touchdown.
Oh, my gosh.
I guess this is another one of the things about the animation messing up. So there you go. The Dallas Cowboys are headed to the Super Bowl.
Oh, Dave, I'm sorry, man. We didn't see that.
We didn't see in the animation, but we see it on the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's on the scoreboard.
It sure is. Oh,
That's
wow.
Don't be disappointed. They're cheering north of the border, people.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh.
Well, Marc played a brilliant game. He really did.
Yeah, that was a killer. Those pick sixes, that pick six at the absolute worst time.
Oh, God, Lee.
You
Who
think?
picked that?
Earl Thomas.
Earl Thomas?
Yep.
I'll be.
Thomas. All right, guys, I'm going to jump off here. Yeah, I'm not sure if you're going to get any of the participants on, but it was fun to watch. Thanks for calling it.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
My better half. See you guys.
All right, bye-bye.
Okay, bye.
Oh, so I'm speechless here. We didn't get a chance to see this animation at all, but apparently Earl Thomas picked the ball off at around the 20. We didn't get a chance to see the exact return. We don't even see it there in the box score, unfortunately. And it appears there was a return by Earl Thomas on the last play of the game in regulation to give Dallas the victory, 20-13. Let's see if it's in the box score. Unfortunately, it's still not even reflected in the box score. Dave, I'm sorry. Gosh, that's a terrible way to lose, and it's a terrible way for us to not even know what in the world had just happened. And you're trying to look at it on your iPhone there, which is about 4 inches tall, and you didn't even get a chance to see it there either. So all we saw.
It was an interesting game to watch, and Rick coached well, and so did Marc, and it's just these roles can go any way. So I just think it was a brilliant performance by both coaches.
I agree, and it was funny too, because like on that last call, we both were trying to come up with scenarios in which a score could take place, and they all were like, "Well, we could try an end run here. There's, you got a roll of 2, and you can get this. You can get a roll into that, and then what do you wind up doing? You find a crazy roll that gets, of all things, the defense a touchdown. Would have been a very rare occurrence for something like that to happen, and unfortunately, the break caught the other way. And we had talked about Dallas had called a good game and just didn't seem to catch much luck when it came to the dice, but this time they more than made up for it on that last play.
Well, even if I was thinking of a run for Kamara, but with overtime, most likely, then you lose another carry with Kamara, so he would be probably in the fatigue area. So it was a shot for Rick, but like Dennis said, I don't think there was a chance of Lee getting there.
I don't think there was either. I was surprised when I saw that. He had kind of scouted out who he felt like would be the only guys who would have a chance at a score. So I was a little surprised that pass was.
And that's the disadvantage of Rick not knowing my team. He probably, wasn't aware that Lee couldn't go from that deep out. So,
right.
Nope.
I didn't see the dice roll if the double team had something to do with it. Again, it's just all flustered when you get here to the end and you can't see the animation that makes any sense. But we'll take a look at the stats here real quick before we go. Again, final score, Dallas 20. They will be heading off to the Super Bowl, winning 3 games in their on their road to the championship, defeating Green Bay, in overtime defeating Grand Rapids, and in a thriller tonight being Philadelphia 20-13 for Dallas. Drew Brees, 18 completions out of 29 for 185 yards. He had 1 touchdown, and I believe he had 0 interceptions. That's Kirk Cousins, 22 of 39, no touchdowns and 1 interception. DeMarco Murray led the way with 30 yards. The 3-headed monster that we usually see out of this club didn't really make much of an impact tonight. Breed had 7 carries for 22 yards. Dark was 7 carries for only 2 yards. For the Eagles, 12 carries, 49 yards for Alvin Kamara. Alfred Morris, 10 carries, big in the second half, for 60 yards. Receiving hero, J.J. Nelson for the Eagles, 4 catches for 119 yards, a couple of bombs, including a 46-yard reception. Hunter Henry also tacked on 7 catches for 75 yards. Demarius Thomas, 6 catches for 68 yards. Chris Hogan's 2 catches, 41 yards, including a 27-yarder over the top that tied the score at 10. The big story in this game, turnovers. Philadelphia up 7-3 with 2 minutes to play in the first half. Ball at the 2. Carry by Kyle Juszczyk. He fumbled the ball at the 2. Dallas recovered, so Philadelphia comes away with no points on that drive. Second turnover would be, 4th down, ball at the 37, which was midway, I believe, in the second quarter. Philadelphia stopped on a 5-yard gain, 1 yard short. Dallas takes possession, drives the length of the field, and puts their first points on the board in a field goal. And as we unfortunately didn't see on the last play of the game, on a long bomb from Cousins intended for Lee, picked off by Earl Thomas, who takes it the distance for the winning score. And that's where it stands. So Dallas, Marc Lepage, congratulations, 11-5 in the regular season, winning 3 games, a wild card participant on his way to the Super Bowl, and he will face off against Paul Mankiewicz and the Los Angeles Chargers. So that's your final score. Dave, any additional thoughts here?
No, just once again, Mark had some tough rolls early and played just a tough game in the second half also. Coached great. I was just thrilled what Rick did with my team. I couldn't have done any better. I don't believe this was a really tough Dallas team that is so well coached. You can just see he didn't have the numbers on defense to justify that record. So you just got to give him some incredible credit for what he did with this team and for the season and now through the playoffs. So he's going to be up against a real tough team and Paul's Chargers, because he's going to be outmanned again. So let's see how far his coaching take him. But I just want to give my heartfelt thanks to Rick Byrons for coaching my team when I wish I could have been there. It's tough to have 14-2 and not be able to guide your team through the playoffs. But, my family came first in this case. So it was fun watching, fun working with you, Michael. Love these broadcasts, love this league. And I just thank everybody for understanding my situation.
Well, very classy. We appreciate that. Rick called a fine game, but certainly congratulations to Mark. He has definitely done it the hard way, defeating our commissioner, Larry Davis, who took over Green Bay this year, a 13-3 club on the road in Grand Rapids, and a 14-2 club on the road. And no one can say that Lepage has not earned it. He is.
Boy, no, he has really gone through the briar patch.
Certainly has. This is a battle-tested club, and I'm sure that Paul is more than aware of that. It's going to turn out to be a great game. Dave, when that date comes out, come back and join us, please. I want you back on this broadcast again, I hope, okay?
Will do.
It was great. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate it. I know how nerve-wracking this was, but I'm so glad you were here, and I really hope that you'll be here for this last one, okay?
Okay.
My love to everybody there in Guam. Enjoy it. Have a good time. We will see you all soon. And this is your final score. So once again, AFC title tilt. Congratulations to Marc Lepage, who defeats the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas Cowboys are headed to the Super Bowl. Final score, Dallas 20, Philadelphia 13. For Autumn Wind, this is Michael Reeves signing off. God bless everyone.